the allure of the game, why we can't stop playing. Have you ever lost track of time while playing a video game? You're not alone. Millions of gamers around the world experience the same thing. But what is it about these digital worlds that captures our attention so completely? The answer lies in the psychology of game design. Developers tap into our deepest desires and motivations. They craft experiences that are not only fun but downright addictive. It's not magic, it's science. By understanding these principles, we can appreciate the artistry involved and recognize the techniques used to keep us engaged. Get ready to explore the fascinating world of video game psychology. Dopamine hits and loot boxes. The science of rewards in games. One of the most powerful tools in a game designer's arsenal is the reward system. Defeating a boss or finding a rare item floods your brain with dopamine. This feel-good chemical is linked to pleasure and motivation. It keeps us coming back for more. Remember that rush when you defeated a difficult boss? That's dopamine. Or the excitement of finding a legendary item? Dopamine again. The unpredictable nature of rewards keeps us hooked. We're constantly chasing that next dopamine hit. Loot boxes exploit our brain's natural reward system. Recognizing addiction signs helps us enjoy games responsibly. Knowledge is power. Gamers. Level up your life. The psychology of progression systems. Have you ever noticed how satisfying it is to level up your character in a game? That feeling of accomplishment is no accident. It's all part of the game's progression system, a carefully designed psychological loop that keeps players engaged for hours on end. Progression systems work by tapping into our innate desire for growth and achievement. We are hardwired to seek progress. Games provide a safe and controlled environment to experience this. Each level gained, each skill unlocked, each new area explored reinforces our sense of accomplishment. These systems often utilize a concept called the illusion of choice. While players feel like they are making meaningful decisions about their character's development, the underlying systems often funnel them along predetermined paths. This isn't necessarily a bad thing. A well-designed progression system provides a clear sense of direction. It gives players goals to strive for. This sense of purpose is a major factor in keeping players coming back for more. In the zone achieving flow state in video games. Gamers often describe a state of complete immersion where time seems to melt away and they become one with the game. This is known as flow state, a psychological phenomenon characterized by intense focus, enjoyment, and a sense of effortless control. Game designers are masters at creating experiences that induce flow state. They do this by carefully balancing challenge and skill level. If a game is too easy, it becomes boring. If it's too hard, it becomes frustrating. The sweet spot lies in that Goldilocks zone, where the challenge constantly pushes the player to the edge of their abilities. When a game achieves this balance, players enter a state of heightened awareness. They become completely absorbed in the experience. This feeling of effortless mastery is incredibly rewarding. It keeps players coming back for more. Section 5. The difficulty sweet spot, keeping players hooked. Imagine playing a game where you breeze through every level without breaking a sweat. Sounds boring, right? Now imagine playing a game so difficult that you rage quit after just a few minutes. Not much fun either, is it? This is where the art of difficulty balancing comes in. Game designers walk a tightrope. They need to provide enough challenge to keep players engaged. But they also need to make sure the game is fair and rewarding. One way they achieve this is through dynamic difficulty adjustment. These systems constantly analyze the player's performance, subtly tweaking the difficulty to maintain a sense of challenge. If a player is struggling, the game might throw them a bone in the form of extra health or ammo. If a player is breezing through, the game might introduce tougher enemies or more complex puzzles. This constant calibration ensures that players remain engaged without feeling overwhelmed or bored. It's a delicate dance, but when done well, it results in an incredibly satisfying and addictive gameplay experience. Section 6. From solo missions to massive raids, the social power of gaming. Video games aren't just about solitary adventures anymore. Multiplayer games have exploded in popularity, creating vibrant online communities and fostering a sense of camaraderie among players. But what is it about gaming that makes it such a fertile ground for social interaction? For one, games provide a shared experience that can bond people together. Whether you're raiding a dungeon in World of Warcraft or teaming up in Fortnite, the act of working together towards a common goal creates a powerful sense of community. Secondly, games provide a platform for self-expression and identity exploration. In the digital world, players are free to be whoever they want to be. They can experiment with different personas and connect with like-minded individuals from all walks of life. From massive online multiplayer games to competitive esports, the social aspect of gaming is undeniable. It adds a whole new layer of depth and engagement to the experience. It transforms games from solitary pursuits into dynamic social spaces. Section 7. Keeping it simple. How good design manages cognitive overload. Have you ever picked up a new game and felt overwhelmed by a deluge of menus, tutorials, and controls? Our brains can only process so much information at once. This is where cognitive load comes in. Game designers are acutely aware of this limitation. They strive to create intuitive interfaces and user-friendly experiences. A well-designed game should feel natural and effortless to play. This allows players to focus on the fun stuff, like exploring the world, mastering the mechanics, and having a blast. Think about it. The best games don't require you to read a 500-page manual before you can even start playing. They introduce new concepts gradually, providing just enough information to keep players engaged without overwhelming them. This careful management of cognitive load is essential for creating enjoyable and engaging games. It ensures that players can focus on what matters most, having fun. Section 8. From Tears to Triumph. The emotional roller coaster of games. Video games are no longer just about jumping over barrels and collecting coins. Modern games are capable of evoking a wide range of emotions, from joy and excitement to sadness, anger, and even fear. Skilled developers achieve this through compelling narratives, relatable characters, and evocative soundtracks. A well-crafted story can draw players in, making them feel deeply invested in the fate of the characters and the outcome of the game. Think about the last time you felt a surge of triumph after defeating a difficult boss, or the gut-wrenching sadness of witnessing a beloved character's demise. These emotional responses are not accidental. They are the result of careful planning and execution by talented designers. By tapping into our emotions, games can create truly unforgettable experiences that stay with us long after we've put down the controller. Section 9. Your choices matter, agency, and decision-making in games. One of the most compelling aspects of video games is the ability to make choices that directly impact the game world and the narrative. This sense of agency is a powerful motivator. It gives players a sense of ownership over their experience. Whether it's choosing a character's dialogue options, deciding which quest to pursue, or shaping the destiny of an entire civilization, meaningful choices are crucial for creating engaging gameplay. They transform players from passive observers into active participants. Games that offer genuine choices and consequences provide players with a sense of control and responsibility. They allow players to experiment with different playstyles and see the impact of their decisions unfold. This level of interactivity is what sets video games apart from other forms of entertainment. Section 10. Daily quests and beyond. The psychology of habit formation. Have you ever wondered why you feel compelled to log into your favorite game every day, even if just for a few minutes? You can thank habit-forming mechanics for that. Game designers are masters at using psychological tricks to keep players hooked. One common technique is the use of daily quests or login bonuses. These systems reward players for consistent engagement, encouraging them to make playing a part of their daily routine. While these mechanics can be relatively harmless, they can also lead to excessive gaming. By understanding how these systems work, players can make more informed decisions about their gaming habits and maintain a healthy balance. Section 11. Appreciating the Matrix, Understanding the Psychology Behind Game Design. So there you have it. We've explored the fascinating world of video game psychology, uncovering the secrets behind our favorite games. From reward systems and flow state to social dynamics and habit formation, we've delved into the psychological principles that make games so captivating. Understanding these techniques is not about judging games or labeling them as good or bad. It's about appreciating the artistry and strategy involved in crafting these immersive experiences. By recognizing the psychological levers being pulled, we can become more informed and discerning gamers. So, the next time you fire up your favorite game, take a moment to appreciate the intricate web of design choices that went into creating that experience. You might be surprised by what you discover.